Bryan Singer's seminal crime thriller The Usual Suspects is a famously duplicitous watch, but looking closer, is there something altogether more familiar going on after all?
I always equated the movie with The Wizard of Oz.
And the signs are there that someone here is a very good friend of Dorothy indeed. Our protagonist is Verbal. Verbal is taken on a journey that will turn his life upside down. Verbal is Dorothy. Beginning the film at home in the safety of New York, Kansas, he teams up with a motley crew and embarks on a perilous adventure through dangerous exotic LA, the land of Oz. Straight away, things take on a peculiar dreamlike quality in Oz. Verbal and the group are sent up a yellow brick road to meet odd characters like the dubious Redfoot at bizarre locations like the Korean Friendship Bell. They are understandably twitchy and perplexed. They're definitely not in Kansas anymore. Keaton, on the face of things, is the wizard, Mr. Big, the arch criminal running things. Agent Kuyon is convinced that someone is behind it all, and Keaton seems to be his prime suspect. Kobayashi, is he the man behind the man, or is he the man behind the curtain? He brings a message from his employer, or does he? With Sosei apparently something of a coy character among the criminal fraternity, for all anyone knows, Kobayashi may just be the man pulling the strings himself. McManus is the Scarecrow, the member of the group who doesn't use the brain he's got. This action man is happiest oozing menace toe-to-toe with a rival. McManus shoots first and deduces later. At no point does he seem remotely daunted by any of the chaos sent their way by Sosei or anybody else. He doesn't consider his surroundings for a second. Like his straw-stuffed counterpart, McManus redeems himself impressively throughout the story. He's brave, resourceful, and admirably relishes rising to challenges.
Oswald was a fag.
We first meet Hockney, the Tin Man, tinkering with an automobile, his hands covered in oil. Tin is clearly a thing in his life, and the Tin Man is an emotionless psycho. Verbal's introductory appraisal of Hockney runs,
Todd Hockney, good with explosives. Without a doubt, the one guy who didn't give a fuck about anybody.
You guys don't have a fucking leg to stand on.
Kevin Pollak, who played Hockney, said he took the inspiration for the mechanic's dead-eyed stare from a kid he knew in high school.
That your death wouldn't affect my life.
Heartless. Hockney gains no popularity when it is revealed that he's so obsessed with tin that it was him all along that stole the truck of gun parts, triggering the gang's arrest, and therefore their ensuing entanglement with the devil. Our lion, naturally, is Latin Benicio del Toro as Fenster, the scene-stealing, incoherent enigma that del Toro identified as a black Chinese Puerto Rican Jew.
Excuse me.
What Fenster lacks is courage. When Sosei's involvement becomes clear in the billiard room, rather than come up with any helpful ideas for staying alive, Fenster moans and wails like a lion with a sore foot.
The way I hear it, Zaze, some kind of butcher. A pitiless, psycho, fucked up butcher.
There is no Kaiser Soze.
Who was Kaiser Soze?
The rest of the gang can only brood. Fenster is the first and last to try to run, the coward, and his decision costs him dearly. The lion's lack of courage proved to be his shortcoming after all, and ultimately his downfall. In happier times, Fenster was bestowing us with lines like,
Oh, is that the one about the hookup with dysentery?
What are you saying?
I say, he'll flip you.
He'll what?
Flip you. Flip you for real.
and aside from his patter, this was one snappy dresser. We first meet Fenster being arrested on his way home from somewhere apparently so classy that he's done up to such nines that Arlo the Dandelion could only purr in semi-coherent approval. Finally, both films will end with a revelation causing everything you've just seen to be thrown into pretty considerable doubt. Agent Kuyon may realise the terrible truth eventually, but by the time he does, his nemesis is gone. Maybe back to Kansas, or maybe somewhere even further over the rainbow.
And like that, he's gone.